Item 3.3, which is a proposal by Supervisor Benoit to adopt an order for an ordinance for campaign finance reform. Supervisor Benoit, do you want to make any comments?
Yes, thank you. This is a promised initiative that's taking a little longer to get to than I thought we would, but it's more complex, I guess, in the drafting than I would have guessed. But it basically will require all countywide office holders to file electronically, thus creating the transparency that I think Supervisor Stone was very interested in as part of this earlier discussion. To simplify it as much as possible, we will follow the rules for a state office holder and emulate those as they apply in terms of pre-election, large donation, 24-hour reporting. That's the meat of what we're proposing. This is to bring that to a formal drafting stage next, and I would move approval of that step.
Second.
Second. I don't take it that there's any kind of mechanical or other funding problems on the part of the registrar as to
It is. They've estimated a $15,000 cost in various issues. However, they also estimate that they will recoup that very quickly because of the reduction in physical handling of these reports.
That's a good move. Now, we have some audience.
Mr. Chair.
Oh, go ahead, Supervisor Stone.
Just one comment. I think it's very important when we run for office, we get a packet of information that we have to sign a number of different forms. I think it's very important that this change be articulated clearly in a packet that's given to a county candidate for office, and that they sign an acknowledgement that they understand these reporting requirements. Because they can be very complex, very confusing. You have to have certain software that enables you to transmit this information appropriately. So, if you're used to running for state office, it's really a no-brainer, but this is really going to be new to county officials, and the registrar needs to take those extra steps in order to communicate the changes and the appropriate ways in which to communicate these contributions and the efforts of transparency.
If I could comment on that. And I agree with the supervisor. It's a good idea that we do that. I would point out that I think all but two of the previous election, in the last election cycle, all but two candidates, office holders, had the software, were filing electronically. This would use that same equipment and process, but require the 24-hour reporting, and that notification would be very important at the time of filing.
All right. Call on the audience members. First, Mr. Grant, and he'll be followed by oh, no, you're giving your time. You needed 6 minutes, Mr. Grant?
Do I need the 6 minutes?
Yeah, well, you...
I could do exactly the same as you gentlemen do, as much as you possibly can, sir. I enjoy thoroughly what you're doing, and I'm going to start my speech here. Government election fundraising certainly needs reviewing. However, invariably, politics, and money especially, contributions, leads to corruption. The difficulty is the citizen would have a great difficulty doing anything about it. I don't know if you've ever stopped to think about that. But if I don't have an online computer, I don't get the message. There's no notification that I'm going to get the message anyway. This might apply to 50% of the whole of the county. It might even apply to 75 if you apply the illegal aliens in this country. Now, the financial position. We rely on integrity and trust when ordinances are created by elected officials. I think Mr. Stone's delay of declaration of contribution was, in his run for Senate, was not accidental. He is too sharp for that. But I do believe there was a covert action which would require the service of a judge and jury to verify the action. And that's my personal thoughts. So that's what you're asking. The action of any citizen that thought this situation would have to be reviewed. And that doesn't happen. It does not happen. Mr. Benoit, if I recall, had a similar situation with regards to funds raised for his seat in Sacramento regarding a major contributor, a developer in the San Jacinto fiasco. If I recall again, Mr. Benoit stated he had no affiliation with the developer. I question that. But I couldn't do anything about it, nor could anybody else, especially people who are asleep and don't hear what I say, like Mr. Ashley over there. I fell asleep, right from the word go. But, of course, you're able to do it, and nobody considers anything about what the public or the general public needs to do.
Mr. Grant, if you pull the mic down, we can...
Mr. Benoit, if I recall, he stated that the affiliation with the developer. He had no affiliation with the developer. All right, see, I'm getting a little weight off here because I can't follow my words. I'm a little bit annoyed about it. This ordinance should be changed, but only with participation of citizens. Bear in mind, each elected position has medical, pension, and other financial benefits attached to it, along with prestige and honor to serve. It could be used for self-serving. This is the candidate.
Mr. Grant, I'm trying to understand how your comments connect to the agenda item here. What do they
How does
have
it
to do
connect?
with campaign?
Well, the connection is that the fact that we can't do anything about it anyway. So why pursue it? $15,000 is a lot of money. And you're not gaining anything in this relationship. We the people cannot, under this circumstance, cannot argue against the position of contributions. There are many issues on that instance, and you will be hearing them in the future. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mr. Grant. Next is Francois Choquette.